They don't live ostentatiously. Real wealth doesn't scream for attention. Secretly wealthy people often choose modest homes in good neighborhoods, nothing oversized or flashy. From the outside, their house might look ordinary, but step inside and you'll notice the quiet details. A kitchen with professional-grade appliances, walls lined with bookshelves, maybe a piece of original art hanging in the living room. It's the same with how they dress. Instead of chasing designer logos or the latest trend, they invest in timeless clothing, tailored, durable, made to last. A simple leather bag, well-crafted shoes, a minimalist watch. Nothing loud, but everything of quality. And this isn't just a stereotype, it's backed by data. According to the Millionaire Next Door, most millionaires live below their means. They drive older, reliable cars instead of luxury brands. The authors found that millionaires look ordinary. You wouldn't spot them in a crowd. Modern surveys back this up. 95% of millionaires own their home, with an average value of about $983,000. Yet despite that, only about 1 in 3 millionaires even consider themselves wealthy. The biggest clue? They don't need to show off, because their wealth isn't for others to see. It's for their own peace of mind. They disappear from the rat race. True wealth isn't about owning more things, it's about owning your time. Secretly wealthy people don't have to grind for endless promotions, stay late at the office, or hustle for every overtime hour. They've built enough security to step back from the rat race. Some quietly retire early. Others shift toward philanthropy, passion projects, or part-time work they actually enjoy. The key is freedom. If they want to travel in the middle of the week, take a painting class on a Wednesday morning, or spend extra time with their family, they can. For them, wealth isn't measured in dollars, it's measured in hours. They prioritize experiences over possessions. Secretly wealthy people don't chase the latest gadgets or flashy cars. Instead, they pour their money into experiences, travel that broadens their horizons, education that deepens their knowledge, hobbies that enrich their lives. And the funny part? They don't brag about it. You might just catch it in passing, a casual mention of hiking in Patagonia, a sailing trip in Greece, or a weekend spent at an art workshop. These are quiet hints of disposable income, but you'll never hear them framed as, "Look at what I bought." The quietly wealthy aren't chasing the newest thing. They're investing in what lasts. Because at the end of the day, possessions fade, but experiences stay with you forever. They're discreet about their finances. When it comes to money, the loudest voice in the room is usually the weakest wallet. Secretly wealthy people almost never brag about their finances. They don't need to. Instead, they downplay their success, or gently steer the conversation somewhere else. You might hear others at a dinner party comparing salaries, boasting about bonuses, or bragging about their new car. Meanwhile, the truly wealthy person at the table will smile, listen, and then redirect the topic toward ideas, family, or an interesting story from their travels. It's not because they're hiding, it's because their wealth isn't their identity. Real confidence doesn't need to announce itself. And the research backs this up. The Millionaire Next Door found that most millionaires rarely flaunt their wealth. They don't typically buy expensive watches, designer suits, or flashy jewelry. In fact, their spending choices often make them indistinguishable from middle-income families. As the book puts it, financial independence is more important than displaying high social status. But here's the catch. Looking rich isn't the same as being wealthy. Many people who seem to have it all, a big house, a luxury car, designer clothes, are actually high earners spending nearly everything they make. By contrast, real millionaires quietly build their wealth through saving, investing, and resisting lifestyle inflation. The difference even shows up in their cars. According to research, only about 23.5% of millionaires drive a brand new current model year car. A little over half, 55%, own cars less than 2 years old, and roughly 37% actually bought their vehicles used. And it's not just their cars, it's their entire lifestyle. Most millionaires live in modest, middle-class neighborhoods, not behind the gates of giant estates. In fact, around 80% are first-generation wealthy, meaning they built their fortunes themselves instead of inheriting them. They also practice discipline with debt. Most pay off their credit cards in full every month, and nearly 40% of millionaires carry no mortgage at all. All of this paints a very different picture from the stereotype: quiet, disciplined, and ordinary on the outside, but financially independent on the inside. Their kids or family are well supported. You'll spot their wealth not in their car, but in their kids' hobbies. One of the clearest signs of quiet wealth isn't what someone buys for themselves. It's the opportunities they provide for their family. Secretly wealthy people often channel their resources into education and experiences for their children. It might mean private schools, international study programs, or niche activities like piano, horseback riding, or fencing. These pursuits don't come cheap and don't make headlines either, but they quietly show how money can open doors that others never even see. In fact, recent reports show that programs designed to make private schooling more accessible often end up reinforcing that divide. Most of the benefits go to families who are already in those schools. Even when tuition looks steep, many parents in higher income brackets find ways to fund it behind the scenes, through family help, financial planning, or quiet contributions that never make it onto social media. Look closely and you'll see that most millionaires' children attend selective schools, study abroad, or take specialized lessons, not to impress others, but because wealth silently underwrites growth. And when life throws challenges their way, whether it's a medical emergency or a major family event, they handle it calmly. Because real wealth doesn't just buy comfort, it provides security, stability, and support. For the truly wealthy, the greatest investment isn't in things, it's in people. They have skills money can buy. It's not the Rolex on their wrist, it's the French they speak at dinner. One of the quietest signals of wealth isn't what you see, it's what you hear and notice in conversation. Secretly wealthy people often carry skills that take years of practice, travel, and resources to build. It might be fluency in multiple languages, skiing trips in the Alps, sailing weekends, or a refined knowledge of art and wine. For some, it's exploring the pyramids of Egypt to study ancient architecture, or walking along the Great Wall of China while learning about history firsthand. These aren't overnight hobbies. They're cultivated over time, through exposure, patience, and access. Research on the ultra-wealthy shows that about 2/3 credit their ability to sell and persuade as the single most decisive skill behind their success. Many of them say their real education didn't come from school, but from early entrepreneurial or sales experiences that taught resilience, communication, and how to read people. Other studies highlight the same pattern. The most common skills among self-made millionaires include persuasion and communication, time and resource management, emotional intelligence, financial literacy, and cultural fluency gained through travel and lifelong curiosity. These capabilities don't draw attention the way a luxury purchase does, but they carry far more weight. They're the result of thousands of hours invested in self-improvement, discipline, and learning. Because at the end of the day, true wealth isn't about what you own, it's about what you've mastered. They invest in time-saving services. The rich don't buy back things, they buy back their time. One of the most overlooked signs of quiet wealth is convenience. Secretly wealthy people often invest in services that give them back hours of their day. It might be a personal assistant who handles scheduling, a chef or housekeeper who takes care of daily chores, or even a driver who makes travel stress-free. Some choose premium conveniences like first-class flights or private memberships, not to show off, but simply because it makes life smoother. And this choice isn't just about comfort, it's about quality of life. Studies have shown that people who spend money on time-saving services, like cleaning or grocery delivery, report significantly higher life satisfaction, even when income levels are the same. Researchers from Harvard and the University of British Columbia found that individuals who use money to buy time, outsourcing chores, and reducing time pressure feel less stressed and more fulfilled across countries, including the US, Canada, Denmark, and the Netherlands. So while others chase material upgrades, the quietly wealthy invest in something far rarer: peace of mind and freedom. Because in the end, the real luxury isn't in showing off. It's in living life on your own terms. So, as you've seen, real wealth doesn't shout. It stays quiet, focused, and intentional. Do you think it's better to live with quiet wealth, or would you rather show your success to the world? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective.